should let me love you forever, forever. I wanna love you. Will you let me love you forever, forever and a day, 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 day.
Happy Tuesday! It's Tuesday, right? I don't know. I feel like I haven't been online. I haven't been filming forever because of that American long weekend. But welcome. Happy Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Hope you have your margarita and tacos. I'm your host, Linda Antwi. Welcome to the Melanated Way. Tonight we're doing Love After Lockup, episode number 2. And I have all the questions indeed. Let's do the housekeeping that we normally do from the top of the show. Shout out to my Patreon subscribers, some new ones, and I appreciate you. Chandra, Judy, Beth, shout out to you guys. Olivia, Vanessa, Trisha, Sandra, Carol, Trina, Danielle, Rebecca, Marianne, Nia, Ray Della, Linda, Brianna, who celebrated a birthday recently. Happy birthday, Brianna. Love you, girly. Crystal, my girl Crystal, Nicole, Amanda, and Jaleesa. Shout out to the live chat, wherever you're watching. If you could take a minute and just thumbs up, like. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. That will be much appreciated, y'all. Okay, I want to do a couple of disclaimers. Oh, Donna over at Anchor FM. And guys, if you're a podcast person, specifically podcast, like you only listen and you don't watch, we're going to do some of our paid news and gossip and celebrity interviews in podcast form over at Anchor FM. So once that gets all set up, I will definitely let you guys know and keep you posted. In the meantime, ways to support the show. You see that thing scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Cashapp, Venmo, PayPal, lindaissogirlie, much appreciated. Guys, this second episode, y'all, sugar daddy or boyfriend, like, let's just be real here. Is that even a question? Because it's clearly not the boyfriend situation. It's definitely not the boyfriend situation. But let's get into Stan and Lisa. I didn't realize Stan was 65, so he's a little bit up there. I thought he was like in his 50s, and I don't know why I thought that, but paying more close attention because there's so much going on, I was like, oh, Stan's 65 and Lisa is grown. She's 39. Like, she should know better and do better. But we learned a lot about Lisa this episode as well. So Stan's just sitting there and hanging out and making some food. His mama told him, you should eat all your food because there are children starving in Europe. So he always finishes his plate. Okay, go ahead, Stan. Handle your business. I see you with your cheese and crackers. And so, as we know, Lisa has had this 10-month sentence. What I didn't know, though, you guys, was that Lisa is one of those sliding door inmates. So this isn't her first rodeo, y'all. I thought she had she did a little something. She got caught with some drugs, and she did a little tampering with the car situation, and she served, like, she's going to serve her 10 months and that will be that. Oh, but wait, there's more. 7 times she's been in and out of prison. 7 times, y'all. 7 times. Listen, Stan, if you're watching, I'm going to let you know right now that you've been bamboozled. Because this seekandarrangement.com business, you picked the wrong seeking arrangement. You picked the wrong sugar. What is it? Sugar daddy and sugar baby? You picked the wrong sugar baby because there is no sugar here. This is just salt. It's salt all over the place. Hey, Stevie. Hey, guys. Sugar daddy. It's definitely sugar daddy. It's like this show should be called sugardaddy.com. Sugar daddy and sugar mama. So I feel for Stan, though, because, he says he's lonely. He lost his wife. He hasn't been dating in years. And, he's trying to go out there. I'm just trying to figure out, who told him to go on this prison.com or seek an arrangement wherever. Where did he think he was going to find quality? If you're on a prison site, and, no disrespect, because we're going to play a game later, you guys, and I think you're going to love it. But I mean, you're looking for something specific. I still haven't figured out quite what that is, right? Or if you're on the secret arrangement business, that girl or that guy is telling you exactly what they want. They want your money. So like, how are you following in love? I have so many questions. Okay, so stands in love. Okay. And I'm starting to figure out, because I was wondering, y'all, where are they spending all this 20, 30,000 on these inmates? But I see where the calls add up. You're putting money on their commissary, their books. It all adds up. So Lisa calls them collect, all these collect calls, and they call like they're not in prison. And again, you guys, I don't know what I thought prison looked like, but you're on the phone, you're on the internet, you've got dating profiles, you got free food, you got people sending you money. I guess I just didn't really think that it was that. But she's calling like she's got all the time in the world, which she has, because she ain't got a job to go to, right? Unless she's going to like a prison job. She's got some free time. And I guess the free time listen, I watch all the true crime shows. I know how that whole thing works, where you stand in line, you wait your turn, pick up the phone, and you call collect, the whole 9 yards. So she's got time to stand in line. And oh, Raydella said, I had my tacos for lunch, going to have a margarita now. How about you? Listen, I'm about to have a margarita with y'all. So yay. Cheers to us. Cheers to us. Okay, so she calls him collect, and she is coming home soon, a couple of days. And here's the thing, you guys. They've gone on 2 or 3 dates before she went behind bars, right? And he's already thinking of marrying her. And not only is he thinking of marrying her after 2 to 3 dates, she's paroling to his house. So they're going to live together. Am I missing something? You've gone on 2 to 3 dates, and yeah, she rocked your world, but now she's moving in. And not only is she moving in to parole with you, you're about to spend all your money on her. You're talking about, if you croak dead, you're giving 25% to each of your kids and 25% to her, which is like roughly $500K. After 2 to 3 dates, I'm clearly not dating properly. I am clearly not dating properly, because this dude right here is about to get taken. And you know what? I feel for him, because I really do think he's just lonely, but he's about to get took in a big way. And she's going to be ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. And here's the thing, you guys, she's already setting him up for disappointment. She keeps calling him, saying she looks awful. She feels awful. She looks like a boy. And I saw the picture, y'all, and she does look like, I can't even say it properly. I promised myself I was not going to crack up every 5 seconds, but I saw the picture, and I'm not hating. I'm just saying what she's trying to tell him on a regular basis is correct. Like, she's looking a hot mess. Now, I don't know what she told him, but she said she got in a fight with some girl and the girl pulled her hair out. That's a lot of hair to have pulled out. Like, it looks like you styled it. It looked like, have y'all seen the picture? I was going to pop it up, but I got sidetracked by, you guys, I have the biggest news and gossip for this show. And when I say it's the biggest, spoiler alert, and a lot of you are probably going to close your eyes and close your ears if you do not want me to wreck it for you, okay? I will tell you, I will scream spoiler alert when we get there. But like, so Lisa, this picture I saw of Lisa online, she looks nothing like the prison photo that we saw in this episode. She looks nothing like that white tank top photo. She looks nothing like it. Like, I had to do a take and a double take. She looks completely different. And that is why she keeps telling him, because he is in for the shock of his life, because he kept saying, I love blonde hair, I love her long blonde hair, all of this stuff. He's going to be shook. So luckily he went to see Nikki and showed Nikki his girlfriend's prison photo so that he could buy her some wigs. He ends up buying her like 3 wigs for $1,300. And Lisa's like, so is this your girlfriend? Are you her boyfriend, or are you her sugar daddy? And he's like, oh, I'm both. No, Stan, you're her sugar daddy. let's just really be clear here. You're her sugar daddy, and she's even proving it by calling you. So she calls you. Her brother's picked up some new charges, eluding and fleeing, a high-speed chase. He's got a $30,000 bond. And she has the nerve, y'all. She has the nerve to say, can we help him? By we, who's we? Who's we? Who is we? Because you're in prison. I'm the millionaire. And he said he made his first million at 40. So he has the money. So should the question not be, could you help him? Because Lisa, you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money, honey. I mean, you just don't. So there's no we in me. And I loved how he was like brushing her off. He's like, I don't know. You bond him out. You're not helping him. You bond him out. He's not going to learn his lesson. No, bitch, I am not spending $30,000 on your criminal family because clearly this is what y'all do. So this is not a wise investment. And if he said that he played the stock market, he knows what a wise investment is if he's a millionaire, right? So I'm looking at her, I'm looking at him, I'm looking at her, I'm looking at him. That's not a wise investment, my friend. Fleeing and eluding. So why would you bond him out? Because clearly he has a tendency to run. So why would I bond 30? No, you better go to prison and do your time. You better go and sit in that corner and think about what you did. Now, meanwhile, we find out Lisa is a family of criminals. Her dad's a murderer. And did you see how Stan just like let that roll off his tongue? Like that wasn't a big deal. I'm going to need some more information. I'm going to need to know where exactly the dad is. Is the dad still alive? Is he in the vicinity? Do you go and visit him? And who did he kill? And why? And did he get punished? Or is he on, like, I have questions, y'all. But Stan was like, yeah, no, her dad's a murderer. And her 2 or 3 brothers, they've had trouble with the law their whole lives. And then, I really want Lisa to stay away from her family because, they're a bad influence. Wait, what? Because Lisa's been to prison 7 times. I don't think that anyone's influencing her. I think she's influencing her own self. I think she's making some poor decisions and deciding that, hey, you know what? Prison is not that bad. I know how to do it because I've done it 7 other times. T said, a murderer? Who did he kill and why? I'm dying over here. Hey, Auntie. Yes, Auntie says. It was saying the B word for me. LOL, you go, girl. Listen, I have questions. You know that your woman is a criminal. You know that she's a multi-offender and a repeat offender, but you love her and you're going to let her move in and you're going to put her in your will, but you're not going to let her meet your kids because your kids are going to tell you the god dang truth. Your kids are going to tell you what. Okay. Now, hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. I'm not saying that this is going to happen and I don't wish any ill on anybody, but let's just say, okay, we don't know where murderer dad is. Lisa, who clearly is a criminal, okay, clearly wants money, has no qualms about saying, hey, I need a $30,000 bond for my other criminal brother. Can you imagine if she finds out she's in his will? Listen, I know y'all watch true crime too. Some people can't wait. They can't wait for you to croak, so they are about to help you along. I think Stan should stop telling everyone that he's a millionaire, not date a felon, and not date a felon whose daddy has no qualms about killing people. Because guess what? You know that show that on A&E where the tagline was, but there were signs? I'm seeing red flags all over the place. I am concerned for Stan's well-being. You already told the world that you're worth $500,000 to her alone. And then She's going to live in your house? After 2-3 months, she's a squatter and you can't get rid of her? Okay, well, good luck to you. Radella said, I love Kenda. Detective Joe Kenda will be on the case, and Joe always gets his man, y'all. So, Stan, you better look out. That's all I have to say. You better look out. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Let me just talk about Daonte. I cannot wait till Daonte is on our show, y'all. I have all the questions. Now, Daonte, his woman, Nicole, is getting released. Daonte is the morning of. He's doing his like 3 push-ups to like get his muscles going. It's the crack of dawn, y'all. It's the crack of dawn. Like, it's so early that the sun is not up yet, but he's nervous. He's like getting ready. He's going to pick her up. He's going to drive her to her mom's house and then drive her back, and they're supposedly going to have a sleepover. Okay. Now, what we've known is that he's visited her like 10 times in total since she's been behind bars. 4 years is a very long time. They've been dating for the last year and a half. So he hasn't had sex in a year and a half because he's been waiting on this girl. And you would think, you guys, like this would be their big day, right? So Daonte, this fool, wants to, and these are his words, he wants to run into her arms and like hold her. He's so nervous. He's got a bubble gut. He's like shaking. Who is she, lady? Like, who is she? Who is she? Is she a princess? Because it's just some random 23-year-old chick that you met on prison.com. Why are you so nervous? Oh, wait, you're nervous because you've been here before. You're nervous because your last prisoner girlfriend took you for all you had. So you're a little nervous because you don't know, and that's your gut. You know when your gut talks to you? Hey, Dr. Jaleesa. Hey, girl. Hey. When your gut talks to you, y'all, you need to listen. His gut is saying, run, run. That's what his gut's saying. But, he ain't got any in a year and a half. So this fool thinks that Nicole is God's gift to him. And I'm about to tell you that you need to keep your receipt. You need to keep your receipt, because what I'm about to tell you guys, I didn't know. Maybe some of you guys know. Now, Amanda says, oh my God, girl, I got you on my airplay, girl. You're in my living room. I love that. Okay, you guys, I'm going to need you by a show of hands as I go forward in the Daonte segment. If you do not want me to spoil this season, because I have the big spoiler for Nicole and Daonte, then just raise your hand in the live chat. I will warn you when I'm about to do it, but I have the biggest, I'm just going to have to look at this whole thing completely differently. Okay. So y'all, you've been warned. You've been warned. Okay. You've been warned. I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do it, but you've been warned. So get ready for it. So he's all out there looking a fool, y'all. Looking a fool, standing on the side of the road like he's an escapee. I would be driving by, first of all, I wouldn't be driving by the prison, because where am I going? Okay. I would never live right by a prison, because when they escape, you're the closest house. So no, thank you. Number 2, he's got his warm ass car that he could be sitting in, but he's standing on the side of the road like a fool, freezing, having to go pee. And he got there so early. He's waiting an hour and a half, 2 hours, standing for his, Daonte, you looking a fool, you acting a fool. Stop it. Just stop it, because he does look like he's very sweet. He does look like he has a kind heart, but he looks like a fool. Okay, this ka-ching, yeah, yup. That's all. That's it. That's all. So he's standing. It's all foggy. He's standing there freezing. I'm looking at him like, you could just go in your car and turn the heat on. This bitch ain't even walking. She's not even running to you. She's gliding. When she finally made her appearance, she was in no rush, because, what do they say? You get institutionalized. She's institutionalized with her socks and flip-flops on, just chilling, She's got her prison paperwork in her hand like this, and she's just walking over like she ain't got a rush. She ain't been outside in 4 years. Like, come on, stop it. Stop it. He runs to her. He's excited. They kiss. It's all lovey-dovey on his end. Because I was looking at her reaction, and her reaction was like, phew, I'm glad my ride's here. Oh, but wait, there's more? Not only is my ride here, but you brought alcohol? That these fools are... There's no picnic. There's no blanket. There's no like, hey, let me take you to a nice spot. Daonte, you just pull out the bottle on the side of the road and you all just drinking on the side of the road right in front of the prison. Like, what's happening right here? I personally didn't think that was a romantic moment. I thought it was weird. I thought it was super weird. Then you pull out, you obviously went to the ATM because I didn't even know. Do people still have envelopes? Like deposit money just goes straight into the ATM. Like 1980, maybe they put the envelopes. I don't know. Maybe it's just different where I am. I don't know. But he pulled out the ATM envelope, gave her $1,000, and she popped that in her boob. And I honestly think that that's the telltale sign of like, how can I say this in a nice way? I feel like there's a certain type of woman that puts like their cigarettes and their lighter and their phone and their money in their boobs. That's just a specific type of person. I personally am not that person, but I get it. But you know, that's like an inmate thing. Like, pop that, this is mine. I'm protecting my like, okay. Just okay. And then the prison makeup. I learned, so that I watch, like I told you, a lot of true crime. And I'm watching the first 48 like all over again because I cannot stop watching it. It's amazing to me. Anyways, they did this thing. I'm going to teach you guys. So if you guys want colored eyeliner, right? You get your colored pencils, right? So let's pretend this is blue, this is green, this is red. And you dip it in water. Okay. And then you go like this, and you have all your different types of eyeliner, prison style. Now, if you want to curl your hair in prison, what they do is you get your, what can work? Okay, this will work. Oh no, this will work. You get your tampon, okay, with the string, and you roll your hair with the tampon, and then the string, you tie it around so it holds it. You wait for 45 minutes. You take it out and you look, even like 5 seconds just doing that, look, you have a curl. So you can imagine. So listen, I'm really learning some things, and I'm going to teach you what I'm learning in that. So you can have eyeliner. Next week, I'll teach you how to do prison blush. So Nicole was worried when they had their big kiss that she was going to wreck her prison makeup. And that's a thing. I taught you 2 things. You guys should try it. Anyhow, spoiler alert time. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to know, this is your time to not listen. All right, y'all. Let me just get this up. So first and foremost, apparently this is what's supposed to happen. Are Daonte and Nicole married? So according to Starcasm, let me just make sure I'm saying that name right. According to Starcasm, yeah. In the trailers for this season, they were showing Nicole being walked down the aisle. Okay. So apparently they get to a point, y'all, where they think that they're going to get married to each other. Okay. They think they're going to get married to each other. And then they go ahead and show Daonte in his red velvet suit, you guys. Red velvet suit, for his wedding day. And let me just tell you a little something. Spoiler, they don't make it down the aisle. They don't make it down the aisle because there's a lot going on with Nicole, and none of it has to do with Daonte. When I say none of it has to do with Daonte, I mean none of it has to do with Daonte. It's not because he's too nice. It's not because he's gullible. It's not because he's not her type. Well, it's a little bit that. It's a little bit that. He's definitely not her type. She's definitely all that cold vibe you're like, at least that I'm getting from her, that cold chill, like, hey, I saw the next preview where she's like, no sex until you get me my tatas. And in this episode, she talks about how she just ended her bid and she loves him, but she just got out of prison, so maybe no sex. No, y'all, those are all excuses. I've heard an excuse after an excuse after an excuse in my lifetime, and that is an excuse. And I'll tell you why. You want to know why it's an excuse? Okay? Nicole is married, y'all, and she's married to her partner who is another woman. That's right. Turns out Daonte's Nicole is married. She's married, not to Daonte, y'all, to a woman who is also a felon. Okay? 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 Now, Nicole has posted, it says here, numerous videos with her tatted up boo on TikTok, and she often uses hashtags like wifey. But that doesn't really mean much, right? Oh, yes, it does. Dun, dun, da, da. 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 That's right. Oh, but wait. Are you seeing what I put up on the screen? Let me just make it a little bigger for you. You see that? Married. Married. Oh, so married. And if you want a better look, there is her lady. There is her tatted up lady. Okay. Now, according to Starcasm, apparently she is super, super long history of being in and out of jail. Now, here's my theory, y'all. Here's my theory. My theory is that because apparently they maybe got married back in April, not quite sure exactly when, but here's my theory. I think that they met in prison. Okay. I think that they're both in the same prison. They met in prison. Then one or the other got out and still needed to be supported. So she was like, hey, let me hook up with Daonte because he's gullible enough. And she said it, you guys. She said it in that last episode. She said she signed up on the site to take these fools for their money. When someone tells you what they want, believe them. Okay? So she gets out. Her woman's not out yet, so someone's going to need to support her. She wants to get some new tatas for her woman. She wants to be supported. She's a felon, so it's not going to be easy for her to get a job. So enter Daonte. Enter Daonte. Daonte supports her till what? Her woman gets out, and then it's peace and love. Oh, by the way, I'm going to go marry my partner. See ya. So, yeah. I was shook, y'all. I was shook. This whole, listen, Nicole had a plan from the get-go. Nicole's gone ahead and implemented her plan. So when Daonte comes on the show, because he will come on the show, I have all the questions. Because if I could do this little bit of research in one day, can you, Daonte, instead of being on prison.com, okay, you might want to just Google a bitch. Google the girl. And how about this? How about you take a 30, 60, 90-day break from dating on prison.com? And it's not called prison.com, you guys. I'm making that up. So Don't anyone come for me. I'm making it up. And maybe there is a prison.com. I don't know. But whatever it is, wherever you go, Daonte, to find your inmate girlfriends, take a break. Take a 30, 60-day break, 30, 60, 90-day break, okay? And do better. Because I'm only 2 episodes into this whole Love After Lockup, and I'm going to tell you right now that you're looking a fool. You're looking a fool. Oh, yes, Stevie. I was going to talk about that next week when we actually see it. So Stevie says more tea. She also knows Lacey, used to cam with her. Daonte was played for the show. Yeah, so next week we're going to talk about, for the next episode, because, she wants to get her tatas done, we're going to talk about how she not only was a cam girl, she was a dancer, and there's video footage of her, there's photos of her, and I will be sharing all of that next week's show. So, phew, got that out of my system. Was there anything else I wanted to talk? Listen, y'all, Daonte. I'm mad at him, y'all. I'm mad at him in this vanilla chocolate swirl, he said. Even that gave me like the heebie-jeebies. Like, just no. Just no. Hey, Valentina. I love that name. It's a beautiful name. Hey, Valentina. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay, Courtney and Josh. Okay. So, first time they're seeing each other in the outside world. He's been in prison for 11 years. And she says that she's been waiting her entire life for this moment. I don't think so, Courtney. I don't think you've been waiting your entire life, because haven't you been married 3 times before? So that might be a little bit of a stretch, your entire life. Were you waiting for him in between your marriages? Because let's not forget, you lost your job and you went to prison over dating an inmate who has been in prison for the last 11 years that you spent 0 time with in the real world. But you've been waiting your whole life for him, minus the 3 marriages. Okay. So she's on the ground, which is I talked about it last week, but she's on the ground in her pickle outfit, and she's crying, and he finds her behind that little cement pillar. They're both on the ground, which I just like, why are you on the ground, and why are you in this pickle outfit, and why are you crying? They start kissing. Josh says he's so happy and excited. And he's just happy to be, listen, Josh, you're just happy to be outside. You haven't been outside in 11 years. Anything and everything is going to be amazing to you. Even your crazy wife who's lying on the ground seems pretty awesome. Okay. But you haven't been outside in the real world in 11 years. So there's going to be some rude awakening for you, my friend. Some rude awakening. They kiss. Poor Audra. Shout out to Audra. You are the friend that everyone needs, because you played chauffeur. First of all, you picked up an inmate that you never even knew. You didn't even you don't know anything about him, and you and him are alone in the car. That's like super weird to me, at least. And then now you're their chauffeur, so they're sitting in the back and you're driving them like you're the Uber driver. Okay. So they're going to spend 14 days together, quarantine, but they're not going to live together because she has a felony charge and she is on probation. So 2 felons are not supposed to associate with each other, right? So I don't know how this wedding and marriage is going to work out. I just don't know. I guess when she gets off of her felony probation in 3 years, then technically she's free and then she can be with her husband. What are you going to do in the meantime, though? What are you going to do for 3 years? Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. He's going to get bored with you. He's going to find someone else, because now there's all of these women available to him, and he can't come to you because you 2 can't associate. So you think in the 3 years, while y'all trying to sneak around, that you're not going to get caught, because you got caught before and you went to prison. So if you violate your probation, guess what? you're going to go back to prison. So how is this whole marriage thing going to work out? I just don't know. I just don't know. Okay. So they're going to be able to quarantine for 14 days. And after that, he's going to go and live with his cousin. And they go to this like burger shop, I guess. And I was like, how old? Because I didn't write his age. Oh, I think he's 30. Josh, 30. Okay, so he went to prison when he was like 19. You never had a burger before and you never seen a cherry pie and an apple pie. You don't know what a cherry pie looks like. What's this? It's a cherry pie. What's this? An apple pie? You don't know? And then you get your burger, just like your burger and your ketchup and your pickle, like you're in prison still. Like you're free. You could have a cornucopia of items, but you're going to, basic. It's basic. But whatever. It's all good. He's got his first freedom, his taste of freedom, and is a burger and fries. That's very American, right? Like that's the best burger of his life, he said. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Good on you. Okay. He says that the burger joint smells like sex. Well, how do you know? You said you just finished telling us that you haven't had sex in 11 years and that you don't even know if you know what you're doing anymore. So I'm just confused how you know what sex smells like if you haven't smelt it in 11 years. Just a question. Then I just want to talk about this. Okay, you guys, and bear with me because I just have questions all the time. That's part of what I do for a living. So I have questions and it needs to make sense. So he's in prison for 11 years and he's able to get prison tats because, that's a whole thing. And they get in trouble when they do it, but they can still do it. And I know that they have access to medical, they have access to like library, they have access to dentists. And I need to know why in the 11 years that it looks like Josh worked out. He looked buff in his photos. Not so much buff once he got out, but he looked buff in his photos. So he's working out. Like, I believe that I work out two hours a day. I believe that. But why didn't you go see the prison dentist? Because that one tooth is really bugging the fuck out of me. Like, I'm sorry. It's bugging me. It's bugging me every time. Like, I can't. And I know it's petty, you guys. I'm sorry. But, like, he could have just gotten it done for free, really. Because they would have taken care of it. And then, boom, you come out, you're buff and your teeth look good. Like, what? And you had all the free time. So, if you have time to, meet someone online, meet a corrections officer in prison and find love in prison, you could have found 5 minutes to go and get your teeth checked. I'm just saying. Hey, Jojo. Hey. Jaleesa said, I recently read some tea about Josh. Spill the tea, Jaleesa. Spill the tea. So best burger he ever had. Gets to the house. He's hoping he remembers what to do and how to do it. And I just, again, am so confused about Courtney's house. Like, the paint, why is there paint everywhere? Paint on the walls, paint on the floor, and then, like, some patches that aren't painted. And meanwhile, he said that she's built an empire for him, and all he has to do is walk into the empire that she's built for him. What are you talking about? Like, why do you have paint on your, what? Who paints the floor? Blue paint in this room, green. And I'm all into the primary colors. You guys have a primary wall. Looks beautiful. Great, great, great. But that's not what this is. This is like random paint here, random paint there, random paint over here. And then this big ass bed, which I guess is all really they need, you guys, is the bed. They need to make up for 11 years. Oh my God. So they get in the bed. They are like kind of awkward with each other. They're both worried if there's no spark. And, you're worried about no spark and he's been out for 20 minutes. and you guys are already married. Stevie said, you could smell the house through the TV. Too many dogs on the furniture, etc. Listen, it's just no, thank you. Jaleesa said, spoiler, apparently Josh was arrested for domestic violence involving Courtney. Well, are we surprised by that? Like, are we surprised, you guys? Because I'm not. This fool has not been in the outside world in 11 years. Do you think he knows how to behave himself? Because in prison, they know violence. So that's really terrible to hear. I'm sorry for Courtney, because no one should ever put their hands on you. But this is not surprising to me. Terrible. And not surprising, though. Not surprising. So they start kissing. They're going to have their sexy time. And I'm going to tell you, like, I just don't see this working out. And, you know, just by what Jaleesa, Dr. Jaleesa, I should say, just said, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And this woman lost her job and went to prison over this. Okay. Yeah. No bueno. No bueno. So funny. So crazy. Okay, Rachel, who I'm just... Rachel's an engineer. I'm just so confused by Rachel. And Doug. Like, Doug is problematic. So Doug wants to call her 25 times a day and expect her, like at Angela, where doesn't matter what you're doing, you need to drop everything and pick up my prison phone call, which I find like, no. And then when he calls and has an attitude and is screaming at her, she doesn't think that that's a red flag. Like, she thinks it's cute. It's not cute, Rachel. And I just really feel like you're too smart for this. Like, I don't understand what the hell is going on. And then you make excuses, say he's freaking out because, you know, he's getting nervous, he's getting out soon. Well, this should all be signs to you that he doesn't know how to handle himself. Doug's 28, and he is not acting like he's the dad. He's someone's dad. Yet he doesn't know how to communicate clearly, because all it is yelling on the phone. Like, why is she responsible for calling your agent to find out what the parole restrictions are? Like, what would you do if you didn't have her on the outside? How would you find that out? And you should find it out, even if you do have her on the outside, because you're the one that's in prison. I don't get it. Oh, I just don't get it. So Rachel's mom, Michelle, is having coffee with her, and she's not impressed because, you know, Rachel's been down this road before. Apparently, Rachel, quote unquote, loves bad boys. I mean, bad boys to the extreme. You could like a bad boy. The person doesn't have to be in jail. Like, can you at the very least wait till they're released and then see? Oh, but no, you want to just jump all in and marry for a second time, we find out, an inmate. So her first husband was an inmate who was also an addict. And surprise, surprise, because he was addicted to heroin, it didn't work out for her. Now, instead of like, hey, let me just take a break from prison.com, I'm going to go back to prison.com. And she said that she was only trying to be a supportive pen pal. And then she found love. But your history shows that this is what you do. Your history shows that this is what you like. So don't try to tell me that you were not looking for love, because you were. Okay. And Doug, who you not spent any time, who has not been out of prison in many years, has a kid that's living with you. Like, what would Doug do if you weren't there? I don't understand. What are you gaining from this relationship? And you guys, I always say this, like, you can't be broken and then think that you're going to have a full, healthy relationship. Like, you need to fix you first and then come to the, like, what is Doug bringing to the table? Sounds to me like Doug is bringing just more headache to you. I don't get it, Rachel. And your mom doesn't get it either. She's concerned that he's playing games with you. She's concerned that you've already spent $30,000 on him. She's concerned that, you know, you're being used. She's concerned that you've never spent time together in the outside world. She's concerned that he even said, and I tell you guys, and I just said it earlier on the top of the show, believe people when they tell you something. He said that he used to use women for their money, dating other women previously for their money. You've spent $30,000 on a dude that you've not spent any time with at all in the outside world, and you're raising his kid, and he says he dates women previously for money. Now, if 2 and 2 make 4, you can then not say that 2 and 2 makes 5 to me. Use your common sense. I don't understand this engineer who clearly is smart. She's clearly beautiful. I don't understand what's happening here. I really don't. I think Rachel needs to go and talk to a therapist and find out what the underlying issue is, because this is not making any type of sense to me. If you think it's okay for someone to talk all crazy to you and you think it's sexy, that's an issue. If you think that if you jump in and date someone who you've never spent time with, who hasn't been in the outside world as an adult, and you think that's hot, there's some underlying issues there. Red flags. Red flags. And then there's Brittany. I don't know if there's any Brittany's in the live chat or Brittany's watching in the replay, but that name tends to be problematic, I'm finding. Just joking, but for real. Brittany's. You Brittany's out there. Hey, Nicole. Nicole says she definitely needs therapy. Yeah, she does. Something's going on with her. I don't get it. So Brittany, dating Ray, who's 29. She's 33. Possession with intent to deliver. So he's a drug dealer. Got caught. And he's getting out in a few days. And she decides that she's going to choose her dad's birthday to tell them, oh, by the way, for the last 9 months, I've been dating this inmate and he's about to get out. On your dad's birthday? You couldn't let this day be about him, because your dad, your mom, your sister all have these sour faces now. They're looking at you side eye. They can't understand what's going on. They're still traumatized from your other previous relationship that was apparently an abusive relationship, you say. They're still traumatized from this. And then you're like, oh, by the way, mom and dad, yeah, I'm going to bring this felon home. He's amazing, though. You can't help. You love who you love. I'm sorry, Brittany, but have you even spent any time with him in real life? Because, you all know how I feel about this whole never spent time together, but we're in a relationship. That means I'm in a relationship with Drake. Okay? If we're just throwing the word relationship out, I ain't never met Drake. But you ain't never met Ray, Brittany, but you're in a relationship with him. So he calls you collect from prison, but that's your boo. Okay. So tells the family, who, by the way, is well off, upper middle class, wants her to be with someone who's successful, who can provide, obviously, all the things that your dad wants for you, just someone to take care of you, and you can take care of yourself. But this girl lies when she I was going to say she comes out to her parents. Well, when she tells her parents the truth, that he's going to come out and, oh, this is attractive, by the way. He's going to come out and he has to live in a halfway house first. And then from there, he's going to parole to his uncles or his cousins. But he's actually not going to parole there. He's going to parole, of course, with her, because his family members he's been there, done that. They already know that he ain't shit. Now, if the rule, you guys, The rule should be if you ain't got a job, you just came out of prison, you're going to need to get your stuff together before you stay at this house. Because when you open your house out to somebody and they stay for 2 to 3 months, they can squat there and you literally have to evict them if they won't leave. Can you imagine? Okay, I'm going to pick someone. I'm going to pick Stevie. Okay. Can you imagine? I've never met Stevie. I don't even know what Stevie looks like, but I'm in a relationship right now with Stevie. Okay. Stevie and I are going to live chat every 5 seconds. And we'll maybe live chat for the past couple of months because Stevie's not new. Stevie's a regular. Okay. Then I'm going to say, Stevie, come on, live with me. Does that make sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Brittany doesn't know Ray. Ray doesn't have a job. But guess what Brittany has? Brittany has money. Brittany has a roof over her head. So he's going to come and stay and lie up under her. It's going to be great. They're going to have great sex for like the first month. And then reality is going to kick in because when Brittany has to go to her 2 jobs and Ray ain't got shit to do, and Ray's playing her video games on her couch in her living room with the rent that she pays, and he's just kicking it, and then you want him to not go and try to hustle and sell drugs again. Okay. Hey Danielle. Hey girl. Hey. It makes no sense, y'all. It makes zero sense. Dad says, you know what? Nah. And then the sister says, girl, you lie. Why would you want to be with someone who's in the Crossball Hotel, which I thought was hilarious. That's hilarious. I'm going to use it. And the mom is like, nah, I'm not for this. I think you should have an exit plan, which is a great idea because I already see this being a hot ass mess. And then the mom goes on to say that you're going to do what you want to do. We just want to make sure that you feel safe, that you feel productive. But listen, I don't want to meet him because what is he bringing to the table besides his criminal record? Y'all, I died. I died of laughter. That is the funniest thing ever. Mom's not wrong, though. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. Okay? She's not wrong. What is Ray bringing to the table? They're all highly successful. They're just trying to have a nice little birthday party with some cake and cookies, some candles, and you're coming with this bullshit that you've been dating someone for 9 months that you've never met in real life. And oh, by the way, because you know it's wrong, you lie to them and say, oh, he's going to stay over here after he gets out of the halfway house. Stop playing. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. So that was the show. You guys, we're going to do a game. Okay, so here's the thing about the game, though. We're going to do it for the entire season. We're going to play a little game where you guys, I'm going to show you a person who is on one of these sites. I'm going to give you the rundown, and you guys can virtually match me with who you think would be a good fit for me. Okay, so candidate number one. His name is Brandon. Okay, Brandon is 34. He's 5'11". He weighs 203 pounds. Brown hair. Black eyes. He was convicted felony possession of a firearm. His sentence length is 9 years. And he's been in prison since 2015, and he gets released in 2024. So if you think that Brandon is a good match for me, and you guys, let me just tell you, in real life, this is never going to happen. We're just playing a game. I'm curious since this is Love After Lockup. let's see if there's love. There's no way though in real life that this is going to happen. So that's my disclaimer. I'm just curious on who you would match me with. If I was going to go on Love After Lockup, if I was going to sign up for the next season, who would you match me with? That's it. That's all. Okay. Listen, you guys, I'm not. It's just a fun game. I thought it would be fun. You guys are taking it way too seriously. You clearly don't know me. Listen, the bad boy type. Yeah, maybe when I was like 19, 20, that was cool. But I wanted to pretend bad boy. Like, you can actually be a criminal. Like, that would make no sense. I have African parents, and that should say enough. Okay. I have African parents, and I'm from Canada. So I don't mess around. But for fun, I thought that this would be hilarious. So if you think Brandon would be a good match for me, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the live chat. He says he's well-mannered. He's mature. He says he's open-minded. He says he's very understanding. He has a great sense of humor. He says that he has a lot of ambition to succeed in life. He spends a lot of his free time exercising, reading self-help, inspirational books. He's gone through some struggles in life and in relationships and friendships, and he's made some bad decisions overall, but he didn't allow those challenges to hinder him. So he uses the motivational tools to build his character. Oh, Danielle says I need a close-up. This is all I have. I don't even think I can make it bigger. This is as big as it gets. I don't know what they do. I don't know how they get the pictures up, but you can clearly see that this is like that professional inmate background business. So if you guys, oh, Nicole says, how tall are you if he's only 5'11"? Yeah, I'm 5'9", so, and I wear heels, so you guys keep that in consideration. Yeah, so Brandon is bachelor inmate number 1. We'll have a new bachelor inmate every week, and at the end of the series, we'll see who y'all chose, and that will be that. Disclaimer, Mom, I am just doing a show. This is not for real. No one will be contacting anybody. You could take a deep breath. This is just for fun, for entertainment purposes only. That's my disclaimer. Danielle says, well, he sounds like he's a well-rounded man. So Danielle is voting for Brandon. You guys let me know who you're voting for in the replay comments below. And I will see you guys all tomorrow for the Single Life special guest for my Patreon subscribers on Thursday. We have a 90-day fiancé cast member coming on the show. And Friday is news and gossip also for my Patreon subscribers. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of Taco Tuesday. Have a taco, have a margarita, and celebrate the rest of your day. Bye for now. Bradilla said, Lord, Linda's going to have these I am just joking. You guys. Please don't. First of all, just for the record, okay, I don't respond. Like, all these people that find love on like Instagram and Snapchat and all that stuff, like, don't slide into my DM. I don't respond. I don't respond because my first question is why. If it's not business related, I don't know you. So, and it's not a dating app. Those aren't dating apps. So why are you like, what do you want? It's like, hey, beautiful. Hey, girl. Hey, I won't even read. Like, I'll look to be like, hey, what is this? But I won't read it. So don't waste your time sliding into my DMs. Don't waste your time. There's a ton of other girls or people, I'll just say, that love that. That's just not gonna be me, y'all. Like I don't get it. Unless it's Drake. If Drake slides into my DM, okay, then maybe. Good night, y'all. Oh, it's so ridiculous.